What up, guys? Leon Mooky here, and I'm back with another part of What If Izuku Was Trained by All the Shonen Jump protagonists. This is part 11. In the last part, Izuku came back to Class 1A, and also they're looking and plan on training for the sports festival, where his master was Yusuke Urameshi, the protagonist of Yu Yu Hakusho. And not only that, Neijre found out about what his quirk is truly able to do. And she waited for him until he came back. Not only that, Bakugo and Mount Lady have been trying to call him. So, that said, let's get into this. Right after coming back from the world of Yu Yu Hakusho, Izuku had tons of missed calls and messages from Bakugo and Yu. So he basically looked at the messages and the calls. First, he started with Mount Lady, as she's saying, Izuku, where have you been? Seriously, I've been trying to call you for almost an entire week. As Izuku saying, I've been training and I've turned off my phone entirely, as he's lying so he can keep a secret about his quirk. Saying, seriously? I mean, I know the sports festival is coming up for UA students, but still, at least try and keep in contact with us. As Izuku saying, sorry. She wanted to tell him that she'll be taking care of security at this year's UA sports festival, and wanted to tell him that she'll be cheering him on while working anyway. As Izuku saying, that's great. Maybe we can spend time together if I have some time to chill. As she begins blushing on the other line of the phone, as saying, yeah, I love that. As soon as she hangs up, as she begins being somewhat giddy like a schoolgirl in some way. Next up was Bakugo. As soon as he presses the number, Bakugo says, hello, with Izuku saying, hey, Kachan, as he soon screams out, damn it, Deku, where the hell have you been, you bastard? As Izuku puts the phone away from him and tries to catch his hearing again, as soon saying, okay, I think I deserve that, as he tells him that he's been training for quite a bit, saying, seriously? I thought you asked for my help to wanting to get stronger. I waited for so long, so I just started on my own. As Izuku saying, sorry, Kachan, I would appreciate the help, and I really do mean it. However, going to a world for almost an entire year and staying there isn't easy. Plus, half of the abilities I've learned took me months to handle. And knowing your impatientness, you're not the kind of person that can handle it just so soon, unless you're willing to. Bakugo saying, bullshit, I can handle anything you throw at me. And saying, are you serious? You really think that, don't you, Kachan? Saying, what? You don't think I can handle going to any of those other worlds and learning? Saying, no, you can't. You're pretty damn stubborn when it comes to things. And when people try, and not only that, you may be strong, but these other guys are even stronger and have way more experience than you. I'm just telling you this for your own sake, Kachan. Some of them are patient and understanding. However, the others of my masters being basically hot-headed and hard-headed as well. They don't take bullshit easily. As Bakugo saying, okay, fine, I get it, Deku. But one of these days, you better take me to one of them and at least show me what they can do. As Izuku saying, yeah, that's going to be tough, given that I go to worlds randomly. I don't end up going to the same world I used to twice. But I am trying to figure it out. That's all I can tell you, Kachan. Saying, fine. At any rate, I got a lot more stronger handling One for All. I think I can handle at least 20% of it now. As Izuku saying, hey, that's great. Hey, since All Might's pretty damn powerful as it is. If you're going to handle 20% of that, I'm pretty sure you're going to be one heck of an opponent to face against in the sports festival. As Bakugo saying, you know it, Deku. 2 days from now, the sports festival is going to begin. Tomorrow, I'm going to have a day off. You want to hang together or not? As Izuku saying, sure, why not? Heck, it'd actually be fun to just relax for once instead of just training constantly. With Bakugo saying, alright, I'll send you the location where you meet me at. Got it, Deku? As Izuku saying, yeah, I got you, Kachan. See you tomorrow. As Bakugo saying, don't be late, Izuku. And soon hangs up. As Izuku saying, same old Kachan, same old Kachan. Right after hanging up his phone and putting it back in his pocket, he soon says, oh, sorry, I forgot you were still here, Hado-senpai. You can head back home if you want, saying, so, you're gonna tell me about your quirk now? Since you did promise me. As Izuku saying, shit, I did promise that, didn't I? As he soon just takes a deep breath and saying, okay, you might want to sit down for this. Soon, Izuku began explaining everything to Neijre, as she is stunningly surprised, shocked, and also confused as well, which, given Izuku's quirk, yeah, kind of makes sense anybody would be confused and find it unbelievable, even though she has seen it. After that, Izuku saying, so can you please not tell anyone this? Please, I'm begging you. As she's saying, of course, I won't say anything, Midoriya. I promise. However, you have to promise me one thing. As Izuku saying, what's that? As she smiles with her eyes closed, saying, you don't have to call me senpai anymore. You can just call me by my first name, Neijire. As Izuku saying, wait, seriously? Are you? And I call you by Izuku, if that's okay. As Izuku saying, well, yeah, fine. I'm totally okay with that. As internally he's thinking, I thought you would want something else. Probably like a sparring session when you see my powers, what all I can do. Or possibly even, and also you owe me a date as well after the sports festival. Izuku hearing that, he just basically just felt like his heart just got shot and he was about to pass out from embarrassment. As Izuku saying, a date? When? Why would you ask for that? As saying, you remember, you said you would do anything to make it up to me after all. And keeping your secret as well. So, yeah, as Izuku saying, you're basically blackmailing me. As she begins saying with still an innocent smile saying, well, you did promise me, Izuku. As Izuku is still blushing red, is saying, okay, fine, I did promise. But not a long date, at least only 3 hours. There's still things I have to do even after the sports festival. As saying, I know. Just promise me, that's all. As saying, okay, fine. After the sports festival, and if I end up winning, I'll go on a date with you. Neijire senpai is saying, alright, I hope to see you then, Midoriya, as she soon just hugs him. And Izuku still beat red, becoming more and more beat red. And then using her quirk, she soon flies off. As Izuku's standing there saying, what the hell did I get into? As his face is still beat red. As the next day, Izuku hang with Bakugo and the two just, hanged out a bit. As the two just went to a couple arcades, then had something to eat for a bit, and also made one little stop as they went to a card shop, which they used to go to when they were kids and get Pro Hero trading cards. As it almost feels like Izuku is basically going through a nostalgia trip, even though those days weren't always the happiest, since it was back then before he awakened his quirk, after all. Bakugo noticing the natural smile that Izuku had, that it didn't felt like his usual one. As they are heading back to the train station, Bakugo asks, so, what were you thinking about, Deku, when you saw those cards? As Izuku saying, nothing major, nothing you should worry about, Kachan. Saying, you were thinking about the past, weren't you? As Izuku stopped in his tracks, saying, so what if I was? Saying, Do you want me to apologize even more? Saying, no, you have nothing to apologize, Kachan. It's just, you were right. This world only cares about people who have quirks. Only people who are useful. It's only natural that you basically thought of me as weak, useless, a person that doesn't even deserve to live, right? As saying, I did, but as Izuku saying, it's okay. After all, I did forgive you, and you know what they say? It's easier to hate, it's harder to forgive and to accept. So, I've done all three. I hated you for a time being, and I accepted I wasn't strong. Then, I forgave you when I finally awakened my quirk. So yeah, we're good. You got nothing to worry about. Just because I reminisced on a dark past of mine doesn't mean I want you to apologize. That's all. As Bako saying, Izuku, saying, come on, I still gotta head back home. And you should do the same as well, Kachan. As saying, whatever. I'd rather not having to go back home to the old hag after all. Is Izuku saying, you still call your mom that? That's pretty disrespectful, saying, Bakio says, what? I don't need you lecturing me either, Deku. As he's saying, fine, just saying, that's all. As the day goes by and it's finally the evening, Izuku decided to go on vigilante patrols by creating his shadow clones and them getting into their vigilante uniforms. Basically, Ion, the Shadow, and the Ronin, as he remembers that he still needs to get information on the League of Villains and hoping he can find their hideout somewhere. As Izuku, as all three of his vigilante selves soon go out of his bedroom window and head out. Soon, as they keep on trying to interrogate a couple of villains and try to find some leagues, where they did encounter a couple of heroes who were trying to stop them, mostly because they've finally become pretty infamous vigilantes after all. Not only that, they even ran into a couple of vigilantes themselves, such as Popstar and the legendary vigilante himself, the Crawler, who are a bit older in this since it is taking place, since My Hero Academia does take place years after Vigilantes. Crawler met the Shadow one day, wanting to get more information on the League of Villains, as Crawler wanted to know why the Shadow does what he does. Why is he a vigilante? Mostly because there's plenty of evil that the heroes do not see, and sometimes the heroes can't handle it on their own. So that's why I am a vigilante, and not just me, but many others. As Crawler's saying, so the other two, being the Ronin and Ion, are the three of you related somehow? As Shadow saying, well, somewhat. With Shadow asking Crawler, saying, do you have any connection to the underground as a vigilante? As Crawler saying, well, I don't do too much, dark connections, being info brokers, but I think I can contact a few people who can help me out. As saying, thank you. I appreciate the help. The League of Villains must be stopped before their next attack. As soon, Shadow Izuku left. As for Popstar, Ronin Izuku basically met her while she was stopping a couple of villains and running away from a couple of heroes. Izuku helped her out mostly because it just seemed like the right thing to do. So he basically stalled the heroes from capturing her and helped her out a bit. As Ronin Izuku, thinking that maybe she should stop showing off and start trying to take care of the villains and then escape as far as she can. And soon, Izuku also left as well by using Flash Step. Last but not least, Ion Izuku, as he's basically near Camino Ward, as he didn't think that he would come this far outside to another city district. as he wonders, man, am I really sure that they would come all the way out here to this city? I mean, what's the chances? As soon, Izuku felt a presence behind him. As soon as he realizes it, he dodged a kick coming for him, as saying, you gotta be kidding me. Seriously? You again? Mirko? As Mirko gets in another battle stance, saying, I've been waiting for you, Ion. You know, you and those other vigilantes, Ronin and Shadow, were gone for almost an entire week. So, care to explain? Saying, I got nothing to explain to you, Mirko. However, I would be willing to ask for help if you're not going to arrest me soon after. Saying, that depends. What are you offering? Saying, I'm looking for information on the League of Villains. I want to try and take them down. And not just me, but also the Ronin and the Shadow as well. We all want to take them down. They're dangerous. Who knows what they would do if they attack any other hero schools in the process? Don't you think that they should be looked into? Saying, maybe. But they're just a group. But half of all their members are gone, and there's only a few people. And besides, didn't a kid from UA basically take them down? If a kid can do that, what chances are a real threat they are? With Ion Izuku feeling a bit annoyed, saying, if only you were there, you would know. As soon saying, look, if you're not going to help me, then stay out of my way. But I knowing you're the kind of hero who always takes on their targets and won't stop until they're taken down, no matter what. Makes sense for you since you are a top-ranked pro. As saying, aw, that's sweet. Tell me, you a fan? You wouldn't know this much about me if you weren't. As Ion Izuku saying, well, I am somewhat of a fan. I mean, I did grow up admiring you after all, and not just All Might. Is she saying, what was that? I didn't hear you. Saying, never mind. Look, if I give you one heck of a fight, will you at least try and leave me alone for a bit until I finish this investigation against League of Villains? Saying, I can't promise you anything, but if you're giving me a fight, then let's do it. As Ion soon brings out his triggers and pulls out both of his scorpion blades as he uses Grasshopper and soon sent flying at Mirko. Mirko soon had somewhat of a new support item for her legs as they were able to counter his scorpion blades. As Izuku is shocked and surprised seeing this, that no other weapon could counter out his Tryon weaponry. With her saying, I had a little friend analyze your little attacks from that time that we first fought, and it looks like he made some kind of weapon that can nullify your quirk's abilities. It's not gonna, as Izuku saying, but my ability isn't a quirk. Tryon is basically life energy, like mana. As Izuku saying, damn it, looks like going vigilante was a bad idea after all. Soon, Mirko almost kicked Izuku's head off as he dodged at the right moment, with the two basically fighting against one another, with Mirko doing tons of kicks and low at Izuku, and Izuku trying to dodge and attack Mirko, but every time he attacked, his scorpion blades did no such damage to Mirko whatsoever. Saying, these things were originally hard to lug around, but given enough training, anything is easy. And Izuku saying, damn, well, I guess I got no choice. As soon saying, I've been wanting to test out this new trigger for a long time. I made it myself, but let's hope that this works. So he pulls out another trigger, and soon he creates that of a massive light-based greatsword. With Izuku saying, there hasn't been a new Tryon-based weaponry in a long time. Last that I heard from Master Osamu and Master Yu. So I decided to develop my own. Took me a while, but I think it's now finally stabilized. As he calls it the Slayer sword. As he begins thinking, the support gear may be able to disperse my Tryon, but what happens if I put so much Tryon into the blade that it overloads it, making it easier to knock her out and move out and get out of here as soon as possible. Soon, Izuku channels all the Tryon from his body into his trigger weapon, and soon he leaps right at Mirko and teleports by saying, "Wait, what the?" Right as soon, he's right behind her with her blocking the attack as she's saying, "Wait, how the hell is he?" Soon he teleports again, striking behind her. She counters. Once more, Izuku tries attacking over and over again, and she keeps countering all the time, saying, doing the same move over and over again isn't going to help you. As Izuku saying, "Oh, I know. I'm just waiting for the perfect time." As soon he's on top of her, as he's about to bring down the massive blade onto her, with her jumping in the air with a kick to the Tryon Slayer. As there, her support item begins to stop working, as saying, "Wait, how the hell did you?" And then he switches from his Slayer and then grabs her legs and soon brings her down to the rooftop that they were on, with pinning her to the ground. As Izuku saying, "Ugh, that took way a lot out of me as well. Oh, man, it's a good thing I got all this other abilities. If I only had Tryon, I would be out. Hell, I would have had the bailout if this went any longer and that thing didn't overheat." As saying, "Seriously, you really did beat me. This is the first time ever anyone has beaten me." As Izuku saying, "First time for everything. But personally, I really hate it that I beat you." As saying, why do you say that?" As saying, "I looked up to you for so long, Mirko, ever since I was a kid. And fighting against my own hero, it sickens me. Fighting against any hero sickens me. So, can I at least ask you this, please? Stop chasing after me. I'm begging you." With Izuku getting off of her, as he plans on leaving, with her coming up behind him, as Izuku didn't feel any malice from her or any intent to take him down, as saying, "You're a good kid. Somebody with your quirk, you would have been an awesome hero, so why are you becoming a vigilante if you're so against fighting against your fellow heroes that you look up to?" As Ion Izuku saying, "Well, it's because there are still things that heroes can't do, or rather, there are things that heroes prefer not to do. So, I took up the mantle and fight for those in the shadows, those who have been abandoned or heroes can't get to, neither the police either. That's why Ion, Ronin, and the Shadow do what we do, and that's why we plan on trying to take down the League of Villains. If you're gonna stop us, Mirko, we won't fight you. Not anymore. That's just the kind of people we are. We still respect heroes, but we do things that heroes can't do, or rather not to." Soon after saying, he soon breaks out of Mirko and soon teleports away, and saying, "For a kid, he's got a lot of guts, especially standing up to me like that. But if he plans on going after the League of Villains, maybe I can actually see him again. And plus, I don't know why, but looking at him, he seems way too familiar. Like I've seen that kid somewhere before." As she thinks, probably overthinking things. As she jumps down from the rooftop. Soon, the next As they finally end their patrols, they finally arrive back at Izuku's place, as Izuku wanted to know if they got any information, which none did, as Izuku basically releases his shadow clone jutsu. As the memories began flowing into him once more, he soon realized that, well, he's met up with Crawler, that he plans on trying to get information for them. He also helped out Popstar again, and he fought against Mirko, with Izuku blushing quite a bit. That's his own hero, that one of his favorite heroes acknowledged him, even though it wasn't him, but his vigilante self. Soon after, the next day, the UA Sports Festival plans to begin. As everything goes somewhat similar, everyone in Class 1A waiting in the waiting room, as Izuku tells them, all right, everyone, we got at least 5 more minutes before we go out there to the stadium. So relax as much as you can, because once we go out there, things are going to be crazy. Soon, Mineta tries to calm himself down, saying, swallow your fears. And Bakugo going up to Izuku, saying, hey, Deku, you better not hold anything back against us. And Izuku saying, yeah, about that. Is saying, what? Well, he began explaining that when he came to as soon as they came to the school, Izuku was called in by the faculty, saying not to go all out, because Aizawa has seen what happens if Izuku goes all out, and they're kind of afraid that he may kill one of his opponents or any of the other students if he does. So yeah, as everyone hears this, Tokiyami's saying it only makes sense. After all, Midoriya was the one who defeated all the villains easily, and even though he didn't get all the credit. However, Sero soon commented, yeah, but don't you think? But they did mention that he did help out in some way, even though we all know the truth. With Kirishima saying that is true, but it just shows that Midoriya is manly. Just because he has to hold back doesn't mean we should hold back any chance. As Izuku saying, exactly. Thank you, Kirishima. None of you should hold back either, even if I have to. That's only normal. Soon after, Todoroki comes up to Izuku and Bakugo, is saying, Midoriya, you're strong. I'll give you that. However, technically, I'm possibly even stronger than you. As soon everyone can feel the tension in the air from Shoto's declaration of war. As Izuku saying, so, where is this coming from, Todoroki? As he thinks, oh wait, what am I saying? Of course you would say this. You've been eyeing me for quite a bit of time, after all. Ever since the beginning of the school year. Ain't that right? As saying, how did you look? Your declaration of war is meaningless to me. After all, you shouldn't hold back anymore either, because all you have been doing is holding back ever since the beginning of the year. You haven't even used your other side. So, you're gonna tell me why that's all about? As Shoto saying, why you? How the hell did you? As Bakugo saying, enough. Seriously, Icy Hot, get in line. I'm the one who's going to be beating Deku. You got that? As saying, whatever. With Kirishima saying, calm now, guys, come on. Todoroki, what the heck is with this declaration of war? As Shoto saying, we're not friends, Kirishima. None of us are. In the sports festival, it's every man and woman for themselves. Got it? Remember that. As he soon to go back to his seat. And as Izuku saying, he's right. But that doesn't mean you should abandon people who's willing to help you out. Don't try to handle things on your own. As Bakugo soon coughs into his hand saying, hypocrite. As Izuku saying, I'm sorry, what was that, Kachan? Saying, I think you're hearing things, Deku. I didn't say anything. Just coughing, that's all. As everyone in class saying they really are best friends after all. Soon, Class 1A was called to the stadium, as Izuku saying, "All right, everyone, let's get going." With everyone out of the waiting room and entering the stadium, with cheers coming from everyone, and Izuku seeing that so many people are here. Some of them are all heroes, and many are just spectators. It only makes sense, as he soon noticed that Neijre is here, as he begins blushing, saying, "Of course she would be here." As he begins sensing a familiar presence, as it being you, as she's outside of the arena, with her going on patrols with Kamui Woods and Dead Arms, as she noticed that Izuku is coming in the arena and wanted to cheer her on, but she's on duty, so she can't really do much right now. As all the other classes begin showing up, from Class 1B and Class 1C, all the way to from Class D to G as well. And soon, as not all the courses got a lot of, applause and cheers, especially not general studies, as Izuku noticed this saying, "You gotta be kidding me. Seriously? Don't they think that some from general studies deserve some love too? After all, some of them wanted to get into the hero course class." As Bakyo's saying, it only matters that those who got in the hero course are the ones who are truly strong to become heroes. Don't you know that, Deku? As Izuku saying, "Yeah, and it seriously pisses me off." As Bakyo saying, "Yeah, I get it. And I understand how you feel. Even though a little, not too much." Soon after, this year person that will be advising over the first year's sports festival will be the R-rated hero, Midnight. As a lot of people, as she can getting a lot of looks, and most of them from guys ogling her after all. As soon she calls out to Izuku to give out a speech, since he is the first year's class representative, getting the high points in the entrance exam. And as Bakyo saying, "Ugh, I would be a little bit pissed that Deku got first place, but I'm trying to keep my cool." And that's all. As Kirishima and Kaminari, you notice that Bakugo really is struggling to be a nice person now, as it's pretty noticeable from everybody in Class 1A how hard Bakugo is trying. As Izuku is on the stage in front of the mic and saying, "I'm only going to keep this brief because I know everyone here wants to see what we can all do. So I'm only going to say 3 things. 1, for all the heroes in the stands looking forward to Class 1A and Class 1B, don't. And it also goes for the teacher as well. Don't just look at us. Look at the general studies as well. Some of them may not have been able to make it into the hero course, but some of them do deserve a chance to get in as well. And I believe that. 2nd, for all my competitors and fellow classmates who may go against me, I want you all to come at me with 100% of your strength. And I mean it. Come at me with the intent to even kill me." After that, everyone was shocked to hear that from Izuku. Even some of the heroes, as even you was surprised hearing this from Izuku as well. As for the 3rd, let's all just have fun and give it our all. That's it. And that's it. Soon after, everyone was kind of a little put off about what Izuku said. Some were shocked, some were depressed, and some thought that Izuku was just being arrogant. But there was no boos, no applause, no nothing. Just pure shock from his words. As Bakyo saying, "Did you really have to say that, Deku?" Saying, "Hey, I had to be honest. And it's not like I said I was going to win. All I said is, come at me with the intent to kill me. Because my strength is way greater than all y'all's, and you all know it. After that, some in Class 1B saying, okay, he is arrogant, with some in general studies saying the same thing as well. Soon, Midnight began explaining the first event of the UA Sports Festival being the obstacle course race. And that's it. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please tell me what you guys think in the comments below. I would love to hear them. Also, like and subscribe, which really helps out the channel a lot. And also, in the description below, I'll probably leave a link to both my Discord and my gaming channel if you guys want to check them out. At any rate, this is Mooky, signing out. Later.